Hello, I'm Bartling, and I certainly hope that today you're going to have a sunnier and warmer day. Things are changing, aren't they? Yes, colors are changing, and there are people out there that are working almost 24 hours. I had the opportunity with LaDonna. We went through 2 states. We went through our resident state, South Dakota, and Nebraska. And we got off the beaten path. By that, what I mean is we got off the interstate and we took the highways into Nebraska to attend a wedding. And we got to see those workers that, like I say, they are working typically almost 24 hours. The farmers and the ranchers. Behind me, you can just barely see there's some beautiful, beautiful pasture ground. And over this year, they have harvested quite a few rolled bales. That's going to come in handy this winter. When we went through Nebraska, we could see fields of sunflowers, milo, and of course, corn. And the size of the combines today that allows those workers, those farmers and ranchers to work continually for us. You know, it's said in our lifetime, we may need an attorney, we may need, of course, a doctor, but a farmer, rancher, we're going to need 3 times a day. Agricultural community always been kind of tucked away as part of my life. Take, for example, my brother. My brother in Panama helps the farmers and ranchers down there. He is what you would call, Pedro is what you would call a county extension agent. And he loves working with the farmers and ranchers. In fact, just this week, he was honored in Panama for his hard work with the farmers and ranchers in Panama. I went to high school. I went to school in an agricultural community. In fact, the jobs that I got were working with farmers, whether that be detasseling corn or walking through the bean fields, and then, of course, putting up hay. All of it right there on the farm ranch. And whether I knew it or not, maybe by osmosis, those ethics, those tremendous characteristics of the farm ranch life started to be instilled with me. Hard work, get up early, work hard, use your skill, use your ingenuity. How many times I would see a piece of equipment broke down, and there they would apply their ingenuity, take it to the shop, get out the welder, get it fixed, and get back working on it. One of the radio stations that we often listened to was KNAX Radio from Yankton, South Dakota. And around lunchtime, when the farm report was being done, there was a person who spoke continuously. And we made sure that when we had lunch, we were able to listen to Paul Harvey, maybe on a little box called the transistor radio. That person, as I said, was Paul Harvey. And one of the eloquent speeches that he made to the FFA, Future Farmers of America, at their convention was entitled, God So Loved the Farmer. So God made a farmer. If you haven't heard it, please pay attention to it here the first time. If you had, it's always good to revisit. So until we talk again, and as you sit down and say grace for your meal, remember that farmer rancher who provided for you. And tell you what, you take care.
And on the 8th day, God looked down on his planned paradise and said, I need a caretaker. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody willing to get up before dawn, milk cows, work all day in the fields, milk cows again, eat supper, then go to town and stay past midnight at a meeting of the school board. So God made a farmer. I need somebody with arms strong enough to wrestle a calf and yet gentle enough to deliver his own grandchild. Somebody to call hogs, tame cantankerous machinery, come home hungry, have to wait lunch until his wife's done feeding visiting ladies, then tell the ladies to be sure and come back real soon, and mean it. So God made a farmer. God said I need somebody willing to sit up all night with a newborn colt and watch it die, then dry his eyes and say, maybe next year. I need somebody who can shape an axe handle from a persimmon sprout, shoe a horse with a hunk of car tire, who can make harness out of hay, wire, feed sacks, and shoe scraps, who planting time and harvest season will finish his 40-hour week by Tuesday noon, and then painin' from tractor back put in another 72 hours. So God made a farmer. God had to have somebody willing to ride the ruts at double speed to get the hay in ahead of the rain clouds and yet stop in midfield and race to help when he sees the first smoke from a neighbor's place. So God made a farmer. God said, I need somebody strong enough to clear trees and heave bales, yet gentle enough to yean lambs and wean pigs and tend the pink-combed pullets, who will stop his mower for an hour to splint the broken leg of a meadowlark. It had to be somebody who'd plow deep and straight and not cut corners. Somebody to seed, weed, feed, breed, and rake and disc and plow and plant and tie the fleece and strain the milk and replenish the self-feeder and finish a hard week's work with a 5-mile drive to church. Somebody who'd bail a family together with the soft, strong bonds of sharing, who would laugh and then sigh and then reply with smiling eyes when his son says that he wants to spend his life doing what Dad does. So God made a farmer.